Hello, everyone. It is Hank and Heather, the double H, here with another Access Consciousness quick tips. And our question for today is, what does your body desire?
I love this question. It almost sounds a little suggestive, but
Well, it could be like your body desires all kinds of things, and some people have a lot of judgment about some of the things the body desires, but those things are totally valid too.
totally. And we were laughing before we started recording about a message that you received about a grilled cheese, and
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My wife
you
is
were saying
messaging me,
how
and I'm like, this question isn't relevant. It's like my son wants grilled cheese tonight. It's like, well, no, it's totally relevant because that's what his body desires. And
totally.
that's the type of thing that happens when you open up the dialogue with the body. And the way you can start opening up that dialogue is with a question.
Question.
Question. And that's the question, like, what does my body desire? And when I started asking this years ago, one, I became like a vegan, which I know my body says I won't always be, but like right now I'm plant-based. And then it's like no more gluten. Then like, what does my body desire? It really likes these $80 pants that really show off my butt and stuff like that. Like, these are the things, like, your body's the one wearing
Woo.
clothes, it's the one eating, it's the one doing all these things. So like including it in your choices is really an idea that can create so much more possibility in your life.
Yeah. And I mean, I this had actually like was not in my world at all before I started taking Access Consciousness classes. And it has just invited so much joy and magic to actually include my body and honor my body and ask my body questions like, what would you like to eat?
Yeah, and when you start asking that, sometimes you get really weird answers. Like one day, my body's like, "I would really like
Yeah.
pineapple and pistachios," and I'm just like, "That's a really odd combination." My body's like, "Yeah, I know, but I like it." I'm like, "Okay." Like, it didn't really talk like that, but that was the energy behind it, like this playfulness. But you never know, like, unless you ask the question, truly, what does your body desire? And if you start choosing it, what other things are going to open up? And this is like a story from just this February. I wasn't even asking my body. My body imposed its point of view on me. I would say I'm making my avocado toast in the morning, and my body's like, "Yo, no more gluten. Stop it." And I'm like, "You got to be kidding me. I'm already
Wow.
plant based." And now you're like, "I'm not going to be eating bread." So like I stopped, like totally cut out gluten from my diet. And I went from 215 pounds in February to like 155 pounds now, this rapid weight loss, which I followed my body and look what was possible.
Wow.
Unfortunately, I didn't listen to my body when it's saying, yo, you might want to take care of the gallbladder too, because I ended up with some gallbladder issues because of that. But it's really important. Like, what would it take to be in a constant communion with the body where you
Hmm.
always have an awareness of what does your body truly desire and what would contribute to it?
Yeah. And I mean, Access Consciousness has so many classes and tools for having clarity with that awareness. But the first step is to ask this beautiful question: what does my body desire?
Right. And one question that I gave on one of our recent live streams, another question that kind of goes along with this is like, what would it take to have a different experience with my body? And like getting the energy of that too,
Yeah.
because like, and everything that doesn't allow it, you can use the access clearing
Mm.
statement to obliterate it out of existence and really start getting to the point where you have that communion. Because for me, it was after a foundation class, maybe some other things were going on, but there was really the tools of access that started talking about this. And even I took one foundation with Andrew, and Ryan Dean and I went out for Chinese food for lunch, and I ordered something with tofu, and it came back with chicken. And like Andrew was just like, "Well, maybe your body wanted chicken," and and in that moment, I was completely oblivious to what he was making any reference at all to, like, my body was desiring chicken possibly. But like sometimes, and Dr. Dane gives
Yeah.
this example, like he ordered something and honey mustard dressing came up, and he hates honey mustard dressing, but he decided, I'm going to eat it because maybe my body desired it. And it was the most delicious orgasmic thing he's ever eaten, he says in one of his books. So like truly, like, what if your body's like screaming for you to listen? And all you need to do to start receive that is to ask this question: body, what is it that you truly
Yeah.
desire? So
Play with
with
it. Have
that,
so much
yeah,
fun. Yes.
yeah. Well, that's with any access tools. Please play with it. If you play with it, if it works, great. If it doesn't, like Gary would say, well, don't do it. What the hell? But truly, thank you all for being here for this another Access Consciousness quick tip. And we will catch you next time. Have a good one.
Thanks, everyone.